I never really understood the big deal when it came to weddings. But since moving back home to Nigeria 6 years ago and getting married, I soon found out how big a deal it really is. But what happens once the party's over and it's just the two of you? I started to think about this. As much as I've heard about the romance of it all, I've also heard about the stress, the fallouts, fights, and everything in between. Divorced after 6 months, happy being a mistress, the 7-year itch, 8 years dating but no ring in sight. The topics were endless. So I wanted to see what regular people had to say on these topics. I've spoken to single people, married people, and counselors. Maybe if we're all open about our experiences, someone out there may be able to take something good out of this. And I might learn a thing or two myself. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of So You Want to Get Married. So You Want to Get Married is table talk where we talk about anything and everything to do with love, sex, marriage, dating, the whole shebang. Today I am joined by a bevy of beauties. We have got independent consultant Efua, we've got entrepreneur Niyi, and lead editor of Indani Lifestyle, Nicole. Hi guys, how you doing? Good to see you. So today's episode is titled Friends with the Ex. I wonder, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, who's friends with the ex? Okay, no. But on a serious note, my first question is it possible to just be friends with your ex, someone that you dated? Do lines get blurred? What's your take? I think we should start with the only male in the house today. So, Niyi, what's your take on this?
Honestly, I think you can be friends with someone who you guys had a rough breakup, then that would be awkward. And if both of you are not emotional people, so you know we're not more together, just friends.
Okay.
That's what I think. So.
All right. Efua, what do you think?
You have relationships where both of you have made an adult decision to be friends. However, I know with the exes where that's the situation, your friendship can only go so far, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's a balance.
Okay. And Nicole, what's your take on this?
I don't think you can be friends with your ex. I don't think you should. I don't think it's a good idea.
Why is that?
Just because, like, obviously, if you guys broke up, it's going to be like one-sided. One person did the breaking up, so therefore, whoever was on the other side is going to always feel some type of way. So it's just not a good idea.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So, Niyi, you mentioned that, of course, it does depend on how you broke up and all that kind of stuff. But are you friends with some of your exes or any of your exes?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for me, it's always who initiated the breakup. Because I think if you initiate the breakup, you're fine. If you got broken up with, you're not fine. So I'm going to guess you initiated the breakup because you're there smiling. So
Well, not in all situations. I think there was one of them I initiated the breakup, and after we broke up, it took about a year for us to actually be friends because she had to get over it or get to a certain point where she felt comfortable.
I was going to ask, do you guys agree with that in the sense of, okay, if you are going to be friends with someone that you have dated, you can't be friends straight away. So it can't be like, oh, it's been a week, because it's still fresh. Even if, like you said, you didn't do the breaking up, for instance, it's just still so fresh. Don't you need like an ex detox for a little bit if you are going to remain friends? Yeah.
When you sever ties, you need time for those ties to be severed.
Yeah.
So if you don't give it, then you keep on falling into the same trap, and emotions are very, very tricky.
Well, I used to think so, but I did date one person. We broke up, and that never happened. We basically just tried to be friends and worked on it, and we're fine.
Do you think that there's a temptation to get back together or end up just hooking up one random night? You go out, you have a few drinks as friends, and then it just turns into something else. Isn't that the danger of staying friends with your ex?
Yeah, exactly. Because if you've been together once, you can be together again. So it's almost like, why put yourself in that situation? Because if you've had feelings for someone, they don't just turn off. No matter the situation, there will be one night it's raining.
Yeah.
So
I like that it's raining.
You know,
Yeah.
so just don't put yourself in the situation. I just don't think it's healthy.
Yeah. So what happens when you're friends with your ex and then you now have a partner? So what happens then? What happens to this ex?
That's funny.
Okay.
You're scratching your face like.
No, because for me, if you're my ex, then you're like all my other female friends.
Okay.
That's just how I see you. So I'm not going to say if I start dating someone else, I'm going to get rid of all my other female friends. So I just treat you the same way.
As your current girlfriend?
No, I'm saying as my female friends.
As the rest of your female
Yes.
friends. Okay, but what if the person you're dating at that time has a problem with the fact that you're friends with someone you used to date, which is understandable.
Yes, definitely. I would say there are lines and you should never cross the line. Even if you're friends with your ex, you can't be that close.
Okay.
We're friends, we're in a good place, we have a good relationship, we can see, we can talk, hang out once in a while, but obviously you can't be best friends with your ex. That's always tricky.
That is, okay.
Always
So
tricky.
when you're friends, you decide that, okay, you guys are going to be cool, amicable, whatever, what are you gaining from being friends with someone that you dated before, but you're no longer dating, which means something was clearly wrong for you to not date that person anymore. So why have them hanging around? No, this is to anybody. Although, I mean, Efua, are you friends with any of your exes?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so why have them, like, what are you gaining from it?
I think because for me, a lot of the people I date, it's about the different dimensions of
Okay.
friendships. It's not just I like you romantically. It's, you know, you're fun to be with, you're fun to hang out with. I like talking to you. We work together. You know, I can see you as a mentor in certain aspects of my life that need fulfillment, etc. So if I still feel like, because like he said, it's about how rational are you able to be about it. Because even rational people sometimes, you know, it's a bit sore. So if I'm able to be rational enough about the situation, then after enough time has passed and everyone's gotten over their hang-ups, we can now say, okay, let's be friends in these regards. But it would never be as whole as
But that's the thing, like, how do you choose? How do you set these clear-cut boundaries?
I feel like sometimes you actually have to talk about it. Like actually sit down and have a conversation. What do you want? The same way when you are dating, eventually you have that conversation of what do you want. It's like your ex, you know, because in a way, a relationship is like a job. It's like quitting or getting fired, right? Exit interview. What did you like? What didn't you like? What would you take away with you? Which hopefully is a friendship. If it was you hated everything, then the same thing.
But if you leave a job, don't you leave the job? Do you go back on Tuesday to work?
It's
Like,
actually
do you know
a good
what I
point,
mean?
right?
Yeah.
Because like I know for me,
She's so anti.
No, she's not a believer.
but it's good to have that friend view.
Yeah, exactly.
Every once in a while. And they invite you and they spend tons of money entertaining you. They don't necessarily don't want to come back, or you're like, hey, we have some good times. Nice to see you. I'm going back to my real life. You know?
Yeah. Do you think it also depends on if you were friends with the person before you started dating?
No.
Oh,
I do.
okay.
Okay.
No.
So you don't think that makes it? Because I always think, okay, if you were friends beforehand for like 10 years and then you dated and it didn't work, then you probably think, okay, maybe we're just better off as friends and we don't want to lose that friendship.
The reason why I say that is because sometimes it's even worse. You've been friends for 10 years. Yeah. You've gotten to know each other on all those levels, right? And you know this person has all these layers, but then emotions get involved and you decide you want to date. And then you decide you don't want to date. So now the whole friendship is colored. It's like dye. You know, you pour dye on those 10 years. How do you remove it so that you can go back to being friends? But by the time you bleach it, you've lost all those layers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I just want to read to you guys reason why people stay friends. Like I went online and had a look, and these are the reasons. They have the same circle of friends, so that's easier. You feel bad for them. You want to keep tabs on them. You're
Why would
lonely.
you want to do that?
You're hoping they will change. You're keeping them on the back burner in case your current one doesn't work. You still love them deep down inside. They still love you. They won't take no for an answer. So you know that if you dump someone and then they're like crying and you feel bad, so you just kind of keep them around like that. So what I want to know is, if you got married now and your wife or husband is like, I don't want you being friends with that person, and it's someone that used to date like 5 years ago, what would you do? Or what would you say? Or what would happen?
I don't know. I think it's always hard when people give like ultimatums, like, oh, I don't want you to be friends with this person, or I don't want you to talk to this person. It makes you want to talk to that person. Do you know what I mean? So that's always a bit dicey. However, you always have to respect your partner. And if they have a valid reason, like why they're uncomfortable, you have to choose your partner. That's the priority.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What do you guys think?
I think what she said. If your partner has a valid point or reason, then you can think about it. But that whole option of you can't see this person anymore, that doesn't really work.
No one wants to be told what to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Efua, what do you think?
I think it depends because, first of all, is he friends with his exes?
That as well, exactly.
Yeah, don't come at me with conditions that you can't fulfill. Which I think is a huge issue a lot of people have.
One rule for you, one rule for me.
Exactly. It doesn't work. There's no goose and gander.
Exactly.
So that's number one. Number two, I think it all needs to be taken into account because like the only reason I agree with what you said about the reasons why people break up is when we have the same group of friends. If someone falls in love with you and you have the same group of friends, or you have a billion groups of friends,
Are you gonna?
because what, and then a lot of people, especially in this age range, we tend to date a lot, not to be gender specific or anything. So I think that it's very difficult to now qualify that on why you should or shouldn't date an ex because you said I shouldn't. You're not my daddy.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have given real valid points, and it's made me look at it in a different light. I mean, my point of view is just good riddance. No, I'm joking. I'm actually kidding. I guess for me, we were never really friends before, so it just didn't, or I mean, I think if it was a natural progression that we ended up becoming friends, then that's fine. But I wasn't gonna go and be like, hey, let's be buddy. But we've actually come to the end of the discussion, so it's now time for the question of the day. Now, the question of the day is totally unrelated to the topic, so it's just to get your opinions and see what you guys think. All right. So today's question of the day, and of course you can send me an email if you've got your question at soyouwantmarry@gmail.com, is I'm engaged, but my parents don't want me to marry him because he's from a different tribe. They're threatening to not come to the wedding. What should I do? Any takers?
I feel you should get married. Like, that's okay if your parents don't come to the wedding.
Nicole, you really go rogue.
You're just like, harsh, and my mom is gonna be like, what did you say? But the truth is, they're not gonna be in your marriage. They're not gonna be in your relationship. It's so hard to find a good person. So tribe shouldn't be the reason why you don't marry
I agree.
the person of your dreams. You know, so I say get married.
What about you guys? What do you guys think?
I say get married as well. Because, like she said, no one's going to be in the marriage with you.
Yeah.
It's just both of you. And the way I see marriage, it's between you, your partner, and God. So everyone else, if you decide not to come to the wedding, hey, fantastic. I'm happy for you.
What, less people to pray for?
Exactly.
Okay, what do you think?
Well, I've grown up in a family where pretty much everybody has married into tribally.
Ah, okay.
So I'm very open to the idea.
Yeah.
I think it's a terrible waste of someone's potential to try and force them into marrying somebody because they're from the same tribe, and you're really not taking into account your child's happiness or future. I also believe the same about races, etc., religious creeds. So that's my viewpoint.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. You've been absolutely fantastic, and hopefully we'll see you sometime soon. All right. That's it for another episode of So You Want to Get Married. We will see you next time. Bye-bye. To watch some more episodes of So You Want to Get Married, all you have to do is head to my YouTube channel, Marcy's Projects. Enjoy.